This story is about a ski trip to Mammoth Lakes, California. January 23rd, 5:35 p.m., Philadelphia International Airport, Gate B14. It takes about 1 hour to walk from Terminal A West, which is the fancy international terminal, to Terminal F, the loser wing. Philly Terminal F, this is where all the turboprop planes and hairdryer wine jets park. Terminal F, where you go to get a sub-$100 flight on American Eagle to Rochester, New York, Syracuse, New York, Ithaca, New York, and Harrisburg? Who flies from Philly to Harrisburg? It's only about a 3-hour drive tops. Here are some of the people I saw. An Indian man with a receding hairline but shaggy remaining hair pushing an ancient wasp. Man in late 20s in a suit jacket and yoga pants. A sleeping Philip Seymour Hoffman. A Texas millionaire type complete with a cowboy hat with that feathery nonsense in the front and clicky-clacky shoes. A bird is singing here near gate B14. That means two things. One, there is a bird up here, somewhere in the rafters. Or two, someone convinced the TSA and American Airlines that a squawking, shitting, flying dinosaur calms her nerves. A checkered shirt, Philip Seymour Hoffman number 2, stands up and puts both his hands, arms, and shoulders into the task of tucking in his shirt. He goes like this. Well, gotta get it from the front, and then from the back, and now from the front again. Now I'll sit down again. 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Boeing 737, westbound, 500 miles an hour. In the passenger seat next to me is either an Australian or a New Zealander. I can't tell the difference between the accents. He is watching an action movie on his MacBook. The movie stars Tommy Lee Jones. And he keeps checking the in-flight Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi isn't working, and he asks the flight attendant about it a few times. Oh, the movie he's watching is one of those Jason Bourne movies. I'm eating hot nuts. The passenger in front of me has tons of hair gel in that slick mop on top of his head. Think Robert De Niro in Casino. Correction! My seatmate is from the UK, and that shows how much I know about accents. But we get to talking about cars, and he tells me he misses his Sierra Cosworth. 8:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not resetting my watch. It keeps my head normal. The Pennsylvania Air followed me. The plane bumps. It's like we're flying in muck. I know, wah, wah, wah. I don't have a real job. My bladder is full. I have to pee. Royally. Where did this sore come from inside my left cheek? It wasn't there when I got on the plane. Was it all the hot nuts and beer? 12:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Somewhere over Arizona, I think. My Sansa Clip has a built-in FM receiver, and I'm picking up radio stations from Tucson. Whoa, it even displays the call sign. KIIM FM 99.5. And what else does this little gizmo pick up? Hot 103.9. Family Life Radio 90.3. Coyote Hockey Talk Radio 98.7. January 23rd, 2017, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, just outside Mammoth Creek Tavern. This place is bumping. A 30-minute wait to get a table. I'm expecting it's really an hour. The snowbanks, the snowplow-made snowbanks, look to be about 8 feet high here. Once folks find a warm, comfortable place, they linger. The roads are cleared, but not down to the asphalt. Does Caltrans even use salt trucks? Doesn't look like it. The Mammoth Creek Tavern is on the second floor of a small office block. Other tenants are a law office, a Thai food joint with 3 tables, another law office, and a blank storefront with the words Mammoth Reservations written on white letters on the glass. Packed restaurants stay packed. Seated humans feel that table spaces are dwindling resources and they need to protect their claims. Empty restaurants stay empty. Ever walk into a completely empty restaurant at dinner time? 2 smiling hostesses welcome you and the air is still. No music playing, no sizzle sounds come from the kitchen. And what's wrong with this place, you think? Why is no one here? What do the locals know that I don't? Thanks, you say. Just looking. 8:35 p.m. White Bark Restaurant inside the Westin Hotel, Mammoth Lakes, California. Salmon. I feel that I'm in a inner white guy sanctum. I'm out of place again. The walls are wood. Some of the wood slabs are mirrors. There are rocks suspended and stabilized by ropes. If I didn't shave my pubes, I'd be warmer. 9:50 p.m. Rafters Bar, Mammoth Lakes, California. This is a dive bar by Mammoth Creek standards. I watch a personal grudge fight break out between some drunk patron and what he perceived to be an injustice by the bartender. It was the first bar fight I ever witnessed in my life, and this tall glass of human filth punches the bartender and then waves his fist around, saying, "I'm gonna fuck you all." Eventually, very quickly, the bouncers get one on each arm, or they kind of corral him out the bar. And what was interesting is that the karaoke never stopped. During the whole scene, I broke with the rest of the group and kept my back to the wall of the restaurant, eyeing up exits. I was fully prepared to run directly through the kitchen and out the emergency door out the back. I'm going to remember that scene for quite a while. January 25th, 2017, 6:26 p.m. Pacific Time, Mammoth Lakes, California, after skiing. My body is buzzing, not sure if tired or low O2 levels. And I'm ready for bed, and the difficulty of West Coast skiing comes from lifting your legs. Hold on. The edible is kicking in. I asked for an edible from Matt Farah, and he provided me a very small piece of a Kiba bar. This is my very first edible. It seems to come and go in waves. I'll be honest, the feeling is terrific. It was 15 milligrams. 7:20 p.m., Mammoth Lakes, California. I'm in some pizza shop. This lasagna is going to be intense. I get a salad too? Best night ever. Oh yeah, so crunchy. I'm writing about things simultaneously while eating. A squirming child in the table next to ours. No, I'm sorry. A squirming child 2 tables over from me is forced to endure an adult dinner. The child is trying to crawl on the low windowsill. "You're funny, but you need to sit down and eat your pizza," says Mom. Dad is in a baseball cap, hoodie, and he has a light beard. "I'm sleepy," said the toddler. Hey guys, she suddenly says to the window glass. Can you please turn around if you can," says Dad. Then the baby starts crying because her nose is cold because she was pressing it on the glass. I want to go, cries the baby. "Stop right now," says Mom. "Stop it," says Dad. They put food up to the little baby's lips, and the crying stops. Silence for 40 seconds. Parents get their coats once the baby starts crying again. The baby cries on and off. The parents silently leave, taking the squirming child with them. Thank God they're gone. Now I can stop thinking about them. Edible working, 7:57 p.m. I'm drifting in and out of my conversation with Eric. There's no panic, just awareness. This wave is ending, and I'm coming back. I wonder how many humps we're going to do. An undeterminate amount of time passes, and I'm back in our hotel room. The waves are stronger now. Eric is watching a video of Mike Rowe reading a letter about a girl reading a Girl Scout cookies. Wait, what is this? Eric is watching a video of Mike Rowe reading a letter of a girl reading about Girl Scout cookies. It feels like I've been writing this sentence forever. Nope, I'm not leaving this hotel room tonight. I am very high. But I can still write. Isn't that amazing? I don't think I could communicate using my vocal cords right now, but my right hand, holding the pencil, knows what to do. Remarkable. I've never experienced time dilation before. What a wonderful feeling this is. I can feel the graphite in this mechanical pencil scrape on the page. Very rough. I can feel the little bits of graphite break off in my other hand. My left hand, which isn't touching my right hand. It's like my left hand can feel the pencil working through the paper. I wonder if my handwriting looks different. No way to be sure. I am very in the moment of writing this page. Good thing Eric is sober. He can make judgment calls. We talked about playing pool here at the Mammoth Creek Inn, but I don't think I could handle holding pool cubes. That's a big responsibility. Gotta go get my watch. That way I can judge what amount of time is really passing. I wonder if I am writing really slow. This is like that video where the cop eats all those brownies. That must have sucked for him. He didn't know that the feeling was coming, but I do. And this is a road I can pass. Now go get that watch! Exclamation point. I got my watch and put on some music. Vaporware. Logging the time at the start of this page. 8:44 p.m. Pacific Standard. Now we will log what an hour feels like. 8:49 p.m. Check. Feels like an hour since I last checked. I got up and talked with Eric, answered a text from Matt, and changed my pants. Fascinating. I will tell Eric this now. And that's literally what's on this page. Now Eric has heard what I said. Now I am reading this aloud. This is written in my notebook. Finish test. How long was that? And now it's 8:57 p.m. It's like I'm talking to Eric through this notebook. I would probably put on more music and listen to that, and that would be my evening. I wonder how much time is passing. Eric is reading his watch to time the time passing, and I'm writing this sentence to pass the time. Feels like an hour now. I will say that to Eric now. Wow. I have a lot of time to kill before I fall asleep. I wonder how I could fill it all. I wonder if this is what the kid in the Italian restaurant feels. Time going on forever. Wow, this is what that little kid felt. How I feel connected to that little kid back there. This. At this point, my notes of the evening stop. And I have only bits and pieces of memory what happens. I'm no longer reading from my notebook, I'm just telling you. Eric would later tell me that I started asking him if I controlled him and if this is it. He says I kept asking, is this it? Is this all there is? I remember thinking that time was ending, or rather, this is the beginning of the afterlife. Or rather, I'm finally realizing that the entire universe is really just me, and I'm figuring it out. And that when I'll go to bed, I'll wake up as something else, somewhere else, in a different dimension. I later told this to Matt, and he said that I probably caused this weird trip myself by trying to intellectualize it too much, and by writing through the entire thing. He said if I would have gone for a walk or listened to music or done something more bodily than cerebral, the experience would have been much nicer. And I have a text from him that says 15 milligrams is nothing. So here we'll pick up with the notes as they start the next morning after that edible trip. Thursday, January 26. Effect is over. It is 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Time to piece together last night, like memento. I have memories of snapshots. Eric tells me what I did. From Eric's perspective, all I did was yak, yak, yak for a while, and then try to use the Mac in the lobby. He told me I was trying to type a page or type a paper using only the address bar in the web browser. No. Now here is a list of what I think I did, cross-referenced with Eric. Number 1, I obsessed over lasagna at the restaurant and the red cups. Eric says no, I did not do this. Number 2, I thought I was dying and said so. Eric confirms that yes, I said this. Eric asked me if time was linear, and Eric said, yes, I did ask you that, but I asked you that back at the restaurant. Number 4, I apologized to Eric for being a bad role model by getting high, and Eric confirms that yes, I did say this. Number 5, I said, I'll never do this again, and Eric says, yes, I said that. Number 6, I talked about my hair loss. Eric says, no, you didn't talk about that. Number 7, I asked if I controlled Eric, and yes, that happened. Now, this was something that wasn't confirmed, but it's just in my notes. I thought everything was one, all of existence is, and the concept called I doesn't exist. Friday, January 27th, 7:40 a.m. Pacific. Oh yeah, one other thing that was confirmed, I thought that I tried to hug Eric, and Eric said, confirm that, yes, you did try to hug me. Friday, January 27th, which I'll have to say is a reoccurring theme of any time I get really high, I get all huggy and cuddly. Anyway, Friday, January 27th, 7:40 a.m. Pacific Time. Ready to go. I was still never accustomed to the altitude. 3 days here, and I am still dull. My arms tingle. Coffee does nothing. I can't smell myself. All of my clothes are dirty, but they don't really have an odor. Maybe it's a benefit of the dry air here. Saturday, January 28th, San Diego, California, 5:47 a.m., Hilton Hotel. I am waiting for the shuttle from Hilton Hotel to San Diego Airport. An elderly woman holds the clerk's feet to the fire. This is the clerk at the front desk. Her handicapped and wheelchair-bound husband is her spear of justice. The mute, slumping head of her sagging husband is her guilt bazooka. She complains to the hotel clerk that the door to the room was too heavy. How am I supposed to open that and push my husband's chair in at the same time? She says the chair in the hotel wasn't an easy chair. She said the chair wasn't soft. She claimed that no one is helping me. She asked if the airport shuttle van has a wheelchair lift. The clerk said yes, it does. And then she said, how can you be sure that the airport shuttle van has a wheelchair lift? And the clerk didn't have an answer for that. Or rather, he had a non-answer. What eventually happened is that the hotel shuttle van did show up with a wheelchair ramp, but the driver used it so little he had to remember how to use it. And me, since I, in my past life, was involved with buses that had those things, I knew how to strap down a wheelchair. So I helped him do that. 6:20 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, San Diego Airport, Gate 25. Made it here 5 minutes before boarding call. 6:24 a.m. Some grunting male pregnancy grunting comes from Jetway Gate 25. And here's some people I see. Man in 50s, with a PlayStation shirt. A sleepwalking Jeff Goldblum. A gender-swapped Forrest Whitaker from Star Wars Rogue One, complete with a face mask. The boarding sign flashes, but the gate attendants do nothing. Passengers arrange their luggage and squirm. A ground crew member in a high-visibility jacket emerges from the jetway door and shakes his head. 4 airport crew members talk in a quiet circle. Passengers automatically start crowding the gate. We have a maintenance delay of 10 to 15 minutes. Most passengers go back to sitting, but some don't. They keep standing by the gate. Oh, that's why they rush the gate. They have luggage that only fits in the overhead bins. If they don't get there first, they'll have to check their bags. If they do that, and they have connecting flights, their luggage may get lost if they miss their connections. And because every flight now is a full flight, overhead compartments already fill up 1/2 of the way through passenger boarding. So if you want to hold on to your bags, you have to rush the gate. Oh, me, I never have this problem because my laptop bag fits under the seat in front of me. You see all these people with these wheeled luggage with that handle that comes out of the top, they don't fit under the seat. They only fit in the overhead bins. So they're at the whim, dwindling resources. People get crazy. Boarding now. The Forrest Whitaker came around and five more elderly people started boarding along with their elderly entourage. Midway through the flight, what on earth does this mean? Elderly man NFW. Wonder what that meant. Elderly man NFW makes his way the last few feet on board the plane and has to walk the rest of the way onto the plane, and each step is a struggle. My seatmate is an elderly woman with white hair. She has a book with her. The book is covered with aluminum foil, like you would cover your math book with a paper bag. 6:52 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, passengers boarding, and my brain is working very fast in this oxygen-rich environment at sea level. Pull your hood off when you get on the plane, you skateboard-looking white boy. This is a Boeing 737, not the streets. A mother guides her son onto the plane by holding on to his backpack strap. She keeps him from running. A seagull walks confidently on the tarmac away from the baggage tugs. 7:09 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Plane turns to face the taxiways, not sure where that seagull went. Plane moves forward 30 feet and stops. San Diego Airport has only one runway. Takeoff and landing is from this runway, so takeoff is like checking out at CVS. Plane taxis 20 miles an hour, according to my speedometer app. It rotates at 161 miles an hour. It clears the runway at 226 miles an hour, and we're over the ocean, going 292 miles an hour, and at that point I lost my GPS signal. 8:14 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, somewhere over the southwest. I'm thinking about one moment over this past week, and maybe it was the moment. Matt Farah and I were on chairlift 12. I asked him a question I already knew the answer to, but I want it vocalized. And I asked him, is it okay to enjoy my money? Fuck yeah, Matt said enthusiastically. It's your money. Have fun. You give people a product for free. Don't feel ashamed to have fun. I skied off that lift feeling much better. So much so, I skied switch down from the lower half of the run. Matt laughed at me and called me a show-off. And I just said, yeah. 9:15 a.m. Somewhere over Texas. Light haze in the sky. 11:10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Old catastrophic stepping man shakes his way to the bathroom. Gaze into the future awaiting us all. 10:24 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Heineken. 3:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Philadelphia International Airport. Baggage claim B, carousel A. One lone red suitcase going around from a previous flight. A kid with a skateboard and neck pillow is ready to grind and pick up his luggage.